Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next edition of Let's Play Skyrim. Last time we cleared out Embershard Mine. This time, we're gonna go clear out Bleak Falls Barrow and complete a quest, the Golden Claw. Actually doing something more productive than poking around and exploring, although to me that poking around and exploring is really the essence of games like this. So, let's set off. Across the bridge, we take a moment to remember Camilla's directions. Said, take the winding path up the mountain road to Bleak Falls Barrow. Here's another street sign. Back that way, we have Riften, Riverwood, and Helgen. And to the right, we have Markarth, Solitude, Whiterun, Windhelm, and Ivarstead. Apparently, nothing of interest to the left, but that's where we're headed. So we'll grab a thistle branch here. And as we move up on this little overhang, there's another thistle branch we can grab. I'll move back to the road now. Come up here. There's some ingredients off to our right, but before I deal with that, I should handle... Can't remember if it's one or two. I've seen it both ways. Some wolves up here. Heavy armor increased to 20. Oops. Well, okay. Let's grab the wolf pelt, first of all. I only need 2 more wolf pelts now. And let's level up. Take a point in health and save the perk. Let's get some cheesy experience off of the wolf. He might be too weak for me to try and do a sneak attack. We'll see. Not quite. Conjuration to 40. Excellent. Down he goes, and you can see another hawk circling overhead. We'll need to get to a good place to take him down. But before that, let's get some of these ingredients. More tapanella out of the big fallen tree. Head out past the tree, you can find a thistle branch on the right side. Down at the end, 2 more. I don't think there's anything particularly great out here, although there's the second wolf. I knew there had always been 2. Two-handed to 38. Now I only need 1 more wolf pelt. Let's raise that bad boy. Sneak to 40. Good work. Now I should note that with 40 sneak, I've reached the threshold for more perks I eventually want. Level 40 unlocks Deadly Aim and Light Foot in the sneak tree. Let's keep searching now. Nothing here. I could have sworn there was something around this tree. Well, I guess I'm wrong, because I don't see it. Now let's range back down before we get too far afield. Make sure I didn't get anything down closer. Here's a thistle branch right at this overhang. Then as we get up to the top, there's another thistle branch. And more tapanella out of that fallen tree. Now let's head down a little bit. This is where the first wolf was wandering. We can get, I think, 2 more tapanellas out of this tree stump. Yes, we can. That takes us down into the plains of Whiterun, if we keep going that direction. And we're not going there quite yet. There's that hawk. I don't think he's in range, but it's worth a try. What? I didn't think so. Best way to deal with him, I've found, is to get up here, because his circle eventually takes him pretty close to this little cliff. You can see him in his nest right now. And actually, I could try to get him with my orcish bow. Unless he takes off, in which case I think I'll be far better off just trying to use magic, because a moving target that small, just up in the air, is a little bit too tough to hit, particularly without any of the zoom in, slow time archery things. But if he goes to his nest again, I can shoot him down. And they always eventually circle back to their nests. Hawk beaks and hawk feathers just tend to be a very productive ingredient, and this isn't the only way to get them, but it's not like you'll never get them if you don't do this, but you'll get a lot more if you do. I think he's going back to his nest. Let's get our orcish bow out. Got him. Nice and easy. There he is. 1 beak, 3 feathers. Now if we hop up here, as the path switches back, we can get another more tapanella off of that fallen tree. Then we can keep on keeping on. If you're at higher levels, and I don't quite qualify yet, I think the cutoff is level 18. You'll run into a frost troll here. Me, I'm only level am I? 16? That's right. There's nothing to be had, although you'll notice the place is getting more barren, starting to see some snow on the ground, that sort of thing. And up here on the left is the old watchtower that Camilla told us about. We'll know we're in the right place when we reach the old watchtower, she said. This place is staffed with 3 more bandits. I think they're still typically low level. You can see the first one leaning against a tree there. And also see another hawk circling overhead. We'll deal with him in a couple of minutes. Let's deal with these people first.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Just a regular, generic bandit. So is that one. She had ale, 5 gold, studded armor, hide boots, and an iron sword. He had 12 gold, fur armor, hide bracers, fur shoes, and an iron mace. Heal my little bit of damage. Here comes the third one, running out to greet us. Another standard bandit.
It's nothing.
Level 1. No problem. So she's got a hide shield, 5 gold, a lockpick, iron armor, iron helmet, iron boots, and a steel sword. Let's do reanimation on them. Just for giggles. Conjuration to 41. Not bad at all. Here's number 2. Sneak to 41. Gotta love it. And I forgot to get the conjuration experience. That was silly. Rearmed the iron greatsword. Too darn fast. It's a precision type operation. Spamming conjuration experience. There we go. And the last one.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
I do enjoy that kill cam. Now, before we actually go into the tower, there are a couple of things we need to do. I want to get that hawk before I do anything else. You can see the wind blowing up here. And just around this corner is the actual Bleak Falls Barrow. We're not quite ready to go there yet, but we're close. Oh good, he's going to his nest. Should be able to just shoot him out. Like I did with the other one. Oh, damn it. That was annoying, mostly because it was a big frame rate hiccup. Oh, well, I guess we already discovered the Barrow. That works. Can I get any farther up here? I was pretty sure I could. And I can. Alright, now we'll just wait on him. Like Embershard Mine, Bleak Falls Barrow actually is clearable. I wish you'd stay up here. Alright, we got the hawk. That's all that I cared about for that. So you fell down here next to the tower. Good. He should give us a beak and 3 feathers. That's pretty standard. Now before we explore the tower, let's go poke around behind it, just so I can close another loop I showed you earlier. You'll notice another path wandering down the mountain here. What's this? We've been here before. This is that other path I showed you near Anissa's cabin. So our current house is just down there to the right. As you can see, we've already harvested these plants. So this is just the back way into the Barrow, as it were. Now the only thing of interest that we don't already have is up here near the tower, just right on the road. There are 2 iron ore veins. Let's make sure we mine those. Alright, now we're ready to look at the watchtower. Carry weight's at 202. We'll just cross the bridge and head right in. Nothing here on this table to the right. Tankard, wooden bowl, wooden label, lantern, and a coin purse. Let's head up the stairs. Nothing to the right here. Let's loop around to the left. Go up this woodwork. Make another leftward loop on this level. 2 tankards, a lantern, 4 cabbages, 4 salt piles, 4 carrots, 4 potatoes. Up again. Nothing on this level. Up one more time to the tip top, and there's a chest. 50 gold and a potion of minor magicka. Well, there was not really anything good in that tower. It is what it is. Let's work our way back down and get back to the winding road. You can see the cairnstone marker up there on the left, so let's move this direction and find ourselves at Bleak Falls Barrow. Now, a space this big, you might think there's lots of stuff to find off here to the right. I'm going to ignore this trail. I'll show you where that loops to when we get there. But all that's out here are 2 snowberries. There's 1. With that, I need 24 more. And up here near the ruins proper, there should be 1 more snowberry. There it is. Now there will be 3 bandits guarding the entrance to Bleak Falls Barrow. There, my sneak went to 42, but someone has spotted me, which is fine. With that snowberry, I need 23 more. Let's deal with the bandits before we do anything else. There's a standard. Nice and easy to kill. Down he goes. Iron battle axe, 10 gold, fur armor, hide boots, hide bracers. 240. I doubt I can handle all 3 of them. There's another standard. Let's kill him. He's got 7 gold, hide armor, fur shoes, 21 iron arrows, a hunting bow, and an iron dagger. 256. Well, maybe I can kill them all. An outlaw. Yeah, he's a little bit stronger. Nothing I can't handle. Two-handed goes to 39. Let's do a little bit of healing, since we actually took some damage. He's got a longbow, an iron dagger, 9 gold, an iron ingot. Alright, that's the last iron ingot I need for my personal crafting cycle. So that's good. I think I told you, though, that for Hearthfire, we need 771 iron ingots. So, we got a lot of those left to find. Fur armor, hide boots, 14 iron arrows. Oh good, I could handle everyone. So now let's do my usual routine on all 3 of the bandits I just killed. Starting with this one. I was worried about that. There, we got it. Conjuration to 42.
Bad time to get lost, friend.
I gotta be careful. Once any one of your magic skills gets to 50, that's any of the 5 schools, doesn't matter which one, even if it's restoration, having a school of magic at 50 triggers a pretty difficult encounter that'll happen when you go back to town. So I just need to be wary of that. Sneak to 43. Good, good, good.
Oh, ain't this a surprise?
Drop him, and we'll go deal with the third one. Now, because he was an outlaw, I think I can do my hits with the Iron Greatsword, and we'll be okay. But not the sneak attack. For that, I still say fisticuffs. Alright, down they all go. Now, as big and cool looking as this area is, and, you know, take a moment to look at it, it's worth doing. There's only one bit of actually useful stuff, and I'll show you where that is. Around here to the left, up here on the top level, right by the door, if you loop around to the left and creep into this little corner, find something very well hidden for how little it is. There's an apothecary's satchel. I find a chicken egg and a salt pile, and an adept locked strong box. Adept is tough enough and my skill is low enough that, well, I don't really want... Well, no, I'll still break lockpicks, because... I mean, I'm even planning on doing master locks with only one pick. This might take a couple of reloads, but nope. Lockpicking to 23, 2 amethysts, 5 gold, and a circlet of minor destruction. Well, I already have fortify destruction, and I need an unenchanted circlet, because the point is that I need to be able to enchant it. So that's just vendor fodder for me. And my carry weight is up to 274, so before I actually go inside, this seems like a good time to perform an offload. I haven't stolen anything, and I didn't find anything unique. Questables, there's nothing. 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 2 snowberries in crafting cycle. Iron ingot in crafting cycle. Wolf pelt. That's questables. Okay. I have a few things that go in here. And a little bit for the smithing sack. I got 2 amethysts and 6 iron ores. And I got a few ingredients. Everything else is for sale. I keep forgetting, though. I've been playing on Legendary, so a lot of encounters I expect to be difficult really haven't been. Like, those 3 thugs that attacked me said, oh, this might be trouble, and it turned out to be pretty easy.
Good dog.
I think
Did you really
even
say
Adept will be hard as we really get to higher levels. Start fighting Bandit Marauder spellcasters and Archmages and Draugr Deathlords,
We got
but
rooms and food.
another new rumor.
Nobody trusts those mages way up north in their college. Gods only know what they do up there. Let's sate that appetite, hmm?
Alright, let's sell him our food, such as it is. Ale, cabbage, carrots, and potatoes.
All right then.
Next, we'll visit Alvor.
Hoppus isn't too friendly with strangers, but you seem alright.
We'll visit Alvor next.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. The finest weapons and armor.
Hunting bow, battle axe, 2 daggers, mace, sword, longbow, steel sword. Thought it looked like too much stuff, but nope, that's good. All of the bandits' inferior armor.
Good day.
He can handle that no problem. Well, let's go see Lucan.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
The Circlet of Minor Destruction, Potion of Minor Magicka, and the Clutter. Alright. Back to the Barrow. We're good to go. I don't know why I'm sneaking. There's no need for it. The outside is clear. Alright, let's head in. Imposing. Well, there's a lot going on corpse-wise in here. There are 2 live bandits. I'm going to kill them first, and then work my way through all the corpses.
That dark elf wants to go on ahead and
What was
let
that?
I was trying to get close enough to hear them, but they heard me.
Time to end this.
So it goes. Let's kill these 2. Ordinary bandits, so they go down easy. Alright. Now that they're dead, let's start at the entrance and work our way in. An iron war axe on the ground, iron warhammer on the ground, dead skeever. Let's take his tail and you got it. We're gonna reanimate all these guys. It's free conjuration experience. Why wouldn't you? I don't think the skeever can take a sneak attack. He might not know. He might not even be able to take 4 punches. We'll find out. Oh, Skeever can barely take 4 punches. That's good to know. Conjuration to 43. Second Skeever. Same idea. Here, we'll do that landing later. I'll clear out this lower level first. Here's a dead bandit with a steel war axe, 9 gold, 2 lockpicks, studded armor, and fur shoes. We'll give him the same treatment with the bonus of being able to do a sneak attack and get away with it. Sneak to 44.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Where's he going? He's going after somebody. I'm afraid I can't allow that, Skippy.
Again.
Alright, well, let's level up. Put that point in health and hoard the perk. Skeever tail. Conjuration to 44. Okay, that's another landing, so we'll go there in a minute. 2 more dead skeevers here. Of course, make sure you take the tails. They reanimate so fast. Skeever tail and a garnet. That was random, but welcome. Now we're up on this landing, so there's another dead skeever. First things first. Conjuration to 45. Let's look up here at this. I think these are embalming tables is what they actually are. There's a dead bandit here with a steel war axe, 6 gold, lockpick, Nordmead, fur armor, fur shoes. He gets the same treatment. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
Now ain't this a surprise?
And now we get to the 2 we actually had to fight. Let's start with him. Steel war axe, 3 gold, 2 lockpick, hide armor, fur bracers, fur shoes.
Picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Occasionally it happens that they don't disintegrate. It's a glitch, but it means you can use him again. And I don't know why you wouldn't. Because pretty soon you're gonna... pretty soon I'm gonna stop running into enemies that are a low enough level to do this to. Sneak to 45. Conjuration to 46. Heavy armor to 21. At least I think that's what that was. Could have been two-handed, but I think it was heavy armor. Yes, it was. Alright, next bandit. 5 gold, studded armor, hide bracers, fur shoes, iron arrow, hunting bow, iron dagger. Okay. Let's poke around a little more. There's a woodcutter's axe. an iron shield, an iron war axe, another dead skeever, there's another dead skeever over there. Let's see what's in this chest before we deal with him. Novice locked. And I've got 5 lockpicks to break. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Let's actually pick the lock. $40 gold. And there's one more dead skeever. Conjuration to 47. Now, as to what those two were talking about, they mentioned that bandit in charge of their group is a guy named Arvel, a dark elf, and that he ran ahead into the dungeon with the golden claw. That's not the exact transcript, but it's all the relevant details. I'm at 246. I can keep going a little ways. Let's move up here. Up on this table there's a burial urn with 6 gold. Here there's another dead skeever. Get his tail and give him the usual treatment. Up here there are 2 more burial urns, but they're both empty. Tucked away in this corner is another dead skeever. Get his tail, give him the treatment. Alright, let's keep going. Up there to the left, I think it's a dead end. Might be able to see something interesting through there. Nope, just a collapsed tunnel. Looked like there was a hole, but you couldn't see anything through it. Down at this corner, another dead skeever. He gets the treatment. Conjuration to 48. Now in this hall we see some stuff to our right. A linen wrap, an empty burial urn. And on these shelves, nothing on top. First shelf a linen wrap, second shelf a potion of minor magicka, and 2 linen wraps. Nothing on the bottom shelf. 259. There's another bandit up here. If you wait, he'll die from the traps, but I'd rather fight him. You know, I'm into experience and such. Let's get closer.
Never should have come.
A highwayman. This is the strongest bandit we've fought so far. I may need to use actual tactics. I might still be able to take it in a straight fight. We'll see. Two-handed to 40.
Victory for Solomon! I can take it.
Now he's too high of a level to reanimate with Ray's zombie, so we'll just loot him for 82 gold, hide armor, leather boots, iron sword, and an iron dagger. We'll leave the torch. That takes my carry weight to 277. Now normally he goes up and pulls the lever, and he gets killed by poison darts that fire out of those shooters. At 277, I think we can loot these shelves and then it's time for an offload. We got a potion of plentiful healing, 2 more linen wraps. That brings me up to 283. And I should have realized this when I bought them from Lucan and enchanted them and sold them, but leather boots are actually a light armor upgrade for me. They are better than Imperial light boots. So I'm going to swap those into my equipment cupboard when I get back to the house. No need to sneak, there's nothing alive in here. Yeah, bandit highwaymen, I think they jump up in increments of 6 and 7, so he's level 12, maybe level 13. Too high to reanimate with raised zombie. I'll say a brief word about another spell I've been carrying and haven't used. Fury, the illusion spell. Anything that causes frenzy actually works really well. It would have been a really viable way to kill everything I've run into except for that highwayman, because it also only works on level 6 and below. The reason I didn't is just that it gives a painfully tiny amount of illusion experience. So, since I'm not really interested in actually using illusion magic, even though it is fairly powerful, I'm ignoring that spell and waiting until I have something a little bit better. Nothing for either of those. I do have a garnet for the smithing sack. Several skeever tails for here. No soul gems, nothing to disenchant, so let's just get out the Imperial light boots, throw in the leather boots, and go sell the stuff. Easy peasy. I don't know why I sprung up like that. There are people here, which means there is sneak experience to be had.
Are you playing hide and seek?
Need a room? Let's sate that appetite,
Nord mead. That's all I have
Alright
for
then.
you.
Keep your hands to yourself.
There's Alvar.
Whatever you need, the finest weapons and armor.
And Alvar, for whatever reason, buys linen wraps, just like he buys embalming tools.
Take a look.
Alright. Back to it, back to it. I do wish that fast traveling would put you by the front door so I didn't have to run the fucking rocky steps every time I wanted to go into the dungeon. What's funny, funny to me anyway, or, yeah, ironic seems like the wrong word. I think it's just funny. So far, you've seen me basically just playing a badass warrior with a weird interest in reanimating things and making potions. But heavy armor, great sword toting, when by the end, this is not at all how it will be. I'll be in light armor, creeping about, sniping things from the dark. But I feel compelled to raise everything, and I think the stuff that you're not planning on investing perks in is easiest to raise when all the enemies are still low level. One-handed might be at, I think it's at 21, when two-handed hits 100, but I think the 2 perks I've put into one-handed will already equalize that gap. So, I'll show you the trap. So those darts normally kill this guy. Something's the matter. Let's look at these markings. On the left, a snake. The middle one is missing. It's fallen to the ground. Also snake and whale. So let's rotate the pillars to correspond to that. Snake. Snake. Whale. Chime. Now that's the noise that normally indicates you've cleared a dungeon. I don't know why it gives it to us here, because we certainly have not cleared the dungeon. Let's start on the right. We have a potion of minor healing, and a book, Thief. Pickpocket increased to 44. It's Thief by Rebin. So, as usual, it's on 2 lists. Thief is on the book list, and it's also part of my free skill boost list. There are only 6 free boosts for Pickpocket. With that one, we're down to 5. There are 4 skill books left to find. Thief by Rebin. If the reader has not yet had the pleasure of reading the first volume in these series on the life of Eslaf Errol, Beggar, he should close this book immediately, for I shan't recap. Note that Eslaf Errol is spelled backwards, false lore. I will tell you this much, gentle reader. When we last saw Eslaf, he was a boy, an orphan, a failed beggar, running through the wild winter woods of Skyrim, away from his home of Errolgard. He continued running, stopping here and there for many more years until he was a young man. Eslaf discovered that among the ways of getting food, asking for it was the most troublesome. Far easier was finding it in the wilderness or taking it from unguarded market stalls. The only thing worse than begging to get food was begging for the opportunity to work for the money to buy it. That seemed needlessly complicated. Nope, as far as Eslaf was concerned, he was best off being a scavenger, a beggar, and a thief. He committed his first act of thievery shortly after leaving Errolgard, while in the southern woods of Tamburkar, in the rugged land near Mount Jensen, just east of the village of Horbeld. Eslaf was starving, having not eaten anything but a rather scrawny raw squirrel in 4 days, and he smelled meat cooking and then found the smoke. A band of minstrel bards were making camp. He watched them from the bushes as they cooked and joked and flirted and sang. He could have asked them for some food, but so many others had refused him before. Instead, he rushed out, grabbed a piece of meat from the fire, and wincing from the burns, scrambled up the nearest tree to devour it, while the bards stood under him and laughed. "What is your next move, thief?" giggled a fair, red-headed woman who was covered with tattoos. "How do you intend to disappear without us catching and punishing you?" As the hunger subsided, Eslaf realized the only way to get out of the tree without falling in their midst was to take the branch down to where it hung over a creek. It was a drop off a cliff of about 50 feet. That seemed like the wisest strategy, so Eslaf began crawling in that direction. "You do know how to fall, boy," called out a young Khajiit, but a few years older than Eslaf, thin but muscular, graceful in his slightest movements. "If you don't, you should just climb down here and take what's coming to you. It's idiotic to break your neck when we'd just give you some bruises and send you on your way. Of course I know how to fall, Eslov called back, but he didn't. He just thought the trick of falling was to have nothing underneath you and let nature take its course. But 50 feet up, when you're looking down, is enough to give anyone pause. "I'm sorry to doubt your abilities, Master Thief," said the Khajiit, grinning. "Obviously you know to fall feet first with your body straight but loose to avoid cracking like an egg. It seems you are destined to escape us." Eslov wisely followed the Khajiit's hints and leapt into the river, falling without much grace but without hurting himself. In the years that followed, he had to make several more drops from even greater heights, usually after a theft, sometimes without water beneath him, and he improved the basic technique. When he arrived in the western town of Jallenheim on the morning of his 21st birthday, it didn't take him long to find out who was the richest person most deserving of being burgled. An impregnable palace in a park near the center of town was owned by a mysterious young man named Suoibud, dubious, spelled backwards. Eslov wasted no time in finding the palace and watching it. A fortified palace, he had come to learn, was like a person, with quirks and habits beneath its hard shell. It was not an old place. Evidently, whatever money this Suoibud had come into was fairly recent. It was regularly by guards, implying that the rich man was fearful of being burgled, with good reason. The most distinctive feature of the palace was its tower, rising 100 feet above the stone walls, doubtless giving the occupant a good defensive view. Eslov guessed that if Suoibud was as paranoid as he guessed him to be, the tower would also provide a view of the palace storehouse. The rich man would want to keep an eye on his fortune. That meant that the loot couldn't be directly beneath the tower, but somewhere in the courtyard within the walls. The light in the tower shone all night long, so Eslov boldly decided that the best time to burgle was by the light of day, when Suoibud must sleep. That would be the time the guards would least expect the thief to pounce. And so, when the noon sun was shining over the palace, Eslov quickly scaled the wall near the front gate and waited, hidden in the crenellations. The interior courtyard was plain and desolate, with few places to hide, but he saw that there were 2 wells. One the guards used from time to time to draw up water and slake their thirst, but Eslov noticed that guards would pass by the other well, never using it. He waited until the guards were distracted, just for a second, by the arrival of a merchant in a wagon, bearing goods for the palace. While they were searching his wagon, Eslov leapt, elegantly, feet first, from the wall into the well. It was not a particularly soft landing, for, as Eslov had guessed, the well was not full of water, but gold. Still, he knew how to roll after a fall, and he didn't hurt himself. In the dank subterranean storehouse, he stuffed his pockets with gold, and was about to go to the door, which he assumed would lead to the tower, when he noticed a gem the size of an apple, worth more than all the gold that was left. Eslov found room for it down his pants. The door did indeed lead to the tower, and Eslov followed its curving stairwell up, walking quietly but quickly. At the top he found the master of the palace's private quarters, ornate and cold, with invaluable artwork and decorative swords and shields on the walls. Eslov assumed the snoring lump under the sheets was Suoibud, but he didn't investigate too closely. He crept to the windows and looked out. It was going to be a difficult fall for certs. He needed to jump from the tower, past the walls, and hit the tree on the other side. The tree branches would hurt, but they would break his fall, and there was a pile of hay he had left under the tree to prevent further injury. Eslov was about to leap when the occupant of the room woke up with a start, yelling, "My gem!" Eslov stared at him for a second, wide-eyed. They looked alike, not surprising since they were brothers. Eslov Errol's stories continued in the book Warrior. Alright, empty burial urn, an empty lesser soul gem, and a chest. 12 gold, 7 iron arrows. And we are getting hosed on chests lately. So alright, let's creep down these stairs. We've attracted some skeevers. 3, to be precise. If the other one can ever manage to navigate the stairs. Alright, let's give them all the treatment. Take the tail, reanimate, punch out. Last one. Let's poke around this room while we wait for our magicka to recharge. On these shelves to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4 linen wraps. Here in the center, paralysis poison. Target is paralyzed for 5 seconds. A scroll of fireball. I think this is the first scroll I found. It just casts whatever spell is named. So fireball. A fiery explosion for 50 points of damage in a 15-foot radius. Targets on fire take extra damage. And another linen wrap. Over to the right, there's nothing. 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 Now let's give that last skeever the treatment. Oh. He translocated. Now listen carefully as we go through here. See the quest arrow over there.
Someone coming. Is that you, Hartnir? Bjorn? Soling? But I need help.
I know I ran ahead with the claw, but I need help. That's what he said, in case you couldn't hear him. Notice the spider webs. Ominous. Skeleton with 3 gold. Guess what he gets? That's right, the treatment. Oh, that should have worked. Probably because I'm falling. There we go. Sneak to 46. Conjuration to 49. Now hack through these webs right here because there's a chest hiding behind them. 13 gold. Potion of glibness, plus 20 speechcraft for 60 seconds. Potion of plentiful stamina. A sapphire, and an iron war axe. Nothing useful, but pretty good, all things considered. These shelves are empty. Let's cut through another set of webs. And move forward into what is obviously a spider lair. And there he is. Wounded frostbite spider. Should be able to do this in a straight way. Two-handed to 41. Down it goes. Let's do as much as I can with the healing spell. Restoration increased to 17. Alright. Now he's too high level to reanimate. Let's just search him. 2 frostbite venom. And let's level up. Take a point of health and hold the perk. So what's on the ground here? Web sacks. Skeever tail. Desiccated corpse. 1 gold. Egg sac. Spider egg. If we go to the left, I'm going to ignore him for now. Egg sac, spider egg, desiccated corpse, lockpick, desiccated corpse, 7 gold.
Get me out of here.
There's nothing above us.
Don't leave me for arcade's sake.
Back here we have an urn, 9 gold. Another urn, 10 gold, potion of minor healing. And another egg sac with a spider egg. Alright.
Help me! Help!
Now's the time to chat with Arvel the Swift.
Over here!
We
You
can't
did
pick
it,
his
you
pocket.
killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up.
Where's the golden claw?
Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
Hand over the claw first.
Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first.
Alright. Cut Arvel down.
It's coming loose. I can feel it.
Now the second we cut him down, he tries to run away and leave us in the lurch, so I'm just gonna whack on him with my sword and try to kill him.
That's all you've got? Oh!
Retrieve the golden claw. So we have golden claw, and if you notice the symbols on the palm, we have a bear, a moth, and an owl in descending order. Find the secret of Bleak Falls Barrow. Hide armor, hide helmet, hide boots, hide bracers, iron sword, belted tunic, and Arvel's journal. Let's read that journal. My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan Valerius had no idea that his favorite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Falls Barrow. Now I just need to get to the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. The legend says there is a test that the Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away, but that when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. Let's give Arvel the treatment. I think he's only level 1. Programmed as a standard bandit. Give me my sneak attack. There we go. Alright, my carry weight's at 150. So that's still good to keep going in. Search this little side room first. 5 linen wraps. I'll search this center island. 4 embalming tools and another linen wrap. Empty urn, empty urn, empty urn. An empty common soul gem. Burial urn with a flawless garnet and 10 gold. Excellent. 3 linen wraps scattered about. In here, just an empty urn. Around the other side of the room, there are just 2 searchable urns. One is empty, the other has 2 gold. Carry weight 183. Alright, let's move on. Time to start fighting Draugr. The ones that are fully wrapped like this, and the ones that are completely naked, don't reanimate. All others do. So we can search this one. Iron Battle Axe, 11 gold. See, this one's completely naked, so he doesn't reanimate. 13 gold. And there he comes. There's several others in the room. It's generally better to try and fight them one at a time. But let's just roll up and deal with him. He's got an iron shield, 2 gold, and an ancient Nord war axe. This one's got 5 gold. This one's got 14 gold. Heavy armor to 22. Not bad. What's he got? Bone meal, 10 gold, silver garnet ring, ancient Nord sword. This guy. Bone meal, 5 gold, ancient Nord greatsword. I think that's an improvement over my iron greatsword. It is. We'll start using this hoss for now. Alright, let's heal the damage they did. And you guessed it, give all three of them the treatment. One note, if you are using illusion magic, even though these guys are only level 1, illusion spells don't work on undead. So, you can't use it here. Sneak to 47. Next. Oops. Conjuration to 50. Alright, that's bad news. Well, it's not bad news for us. It means we are going to have to deal with that encounter the next time we go back to town. Maybe it won't be as hard on Adept, but I always have a lot of trouble with casters in this game. It's funny because magic is really pretty weak for you until you get your casting costs down to 0, but enemy casters don't have that problem because the game just gives them literally infinite magicka. It's impossible for enemy spellcasters to ever run out of magic. Sneak increased to 48. Two-handed must have gone up. It did. 42. And I'm at 260, so I can keep pushing through here for a little bit. Let's see, there are 2 more I can search over here. 8 gold and steel armor. Well, now we're up to 295. 10 gold and leather boots. Now we're up to 297. Is that it for this room? Note the pressure plate and the swinging spiked gate. If you don't kill Arvel, he dies on that trap. He runs across that pressure plate and the spike gate kills him. Alright. Well, we've made it through to that door. It's time to go offload, and when I get back to Riverwood, there's going to be a spellcaster waiting for me. A guy called Challenger. Even though I only know a smattering selection of novice... Oh, I missed that desiccated corpse with the lockpick. Even though I only know a smattering of novice spells, he's going to accuse me of having the audacity to think I'm a wizard, and he's going to challenge me to a magic duel. I'll murder him with my new greatsword. You kind of don't realize it until you're running back and forth, but the dungeons are pretty big. Running back and forth, I don't actually know how the time differential works out, but it definitely feels a hell of a lot faster than crawling around over encumbered does. As far as other Ancient Nord gear goes, I think I have an orcish sword sitting in the equipment closet, and that is actually stronger than the Ancient Nord gear is. I think Ancient Nord is comparable to steel. I ever actually find any steel, I could verify that, but... Nothing, 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 nothing. Nothing. Common and lesser. And I have a couple of gems for the smithing sack. Now that's it. Let's put away the garnet and the sapphire. And let's head to Riverwood. And I keep talking up this encounter just because I always had so much trouble with it, because my last couple of playthroughs I did legendary from the start, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, is substantially more difficult. Maybe it won't be that bad playing on Adept. Well, he's not here yet. That's good. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'll head into the inn. I'm not even sure if I found any food, but in case I did,
Need a
let's
drink
visit
for the
Orknar.
thirsty, food for the hungry.
Just my hunting brew mead.
Until next time.
Let's wait 7 hours so we can visit Alvor.
We got food, drink too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.
Are you playing hide and seek?
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some meat.
He still isn't here. Good. Let's visit Alvor then.
May the gods watch over your battle. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Alright, Alvor's only got 1 gold left. Well, let's buy something from him. 21 iron ingots. Yeah, that sounds good to me. If I buy those up, I will only need 750 more. Let's buy them all. Cool. I should be able to sell them everything. Speech to 35. Groovy. Alright. Next, let's visit Lucan.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Belted tunic, silver garnet ring, some potions and a scroll, books, embalming tools. Oh, I could have sold the embalming tools and the linen wraps to Alvor as well, but it doesn't really matter. Alright. He might be out here this time. Nope, still no sign of him. Good. Let's go drop off the ingots we bought, and then get back to work. I guess I should keep track of my ore as well. Iron ore goes 1 to 1, so once I have access to a smelter, this will turn into 53 iron ingots. Nowhere near enough. Corundum ore is 2 to 1, and I still need 103 corundum ingots. So I only have ore to make 4 of those. And I also need 114 steel ingots. Steel takes... To smelt steel, you need 1 iron and 1 corundum. It'll be a long, long time before any of this stuff is open just for me to use. But the good news is that when I do use it in Hearthfire, for the most part it doesn't just disappear. Particularly with the iron and the corundum, you smith it into building materials and gain a great deal of smithing experience as you go. So it's not like I'm ultimately denying myself that smithing experience. It's just delayed until I'm ready to build my houses. Anyway, I noticed yesterday, I'm recording this on November 12th. Oh, yesterday I noticed that it was November 11th, 11/11, which means that yesterday was Skyrim's 2nd birthday. I can hardly believe this game is 2 years old. It still feels new to me. Maybe that's because I've just been an Elder Scrolls obsessive since my dear sweet mother, who really just had no idea what she was doing. She just kind of made random purchases, but she happened to buy me Morrowind for my birthday one year. And I've been obsessed with Elder Scrolls games ever since. Played Morrowind with similar levels of OCD as you see me doing in Skyrim now, through high school and through college, right up until Oblivion came out. And I freaked out and I played Oblivion, and there were things I liked better and things I liked less about Oblivion, but overall, I was pretty obsessed with it. Then along came Fallout 3, which I adored because I thought it fixed most of the things that Oblivion did wrong. And then came Skyrim, 6 gold. This guy's hanging out, so we can get a sneak attack on him. Restless Draugr. That's the level 2 iteration, kind of like a bandit. Or, I mean, like a bandit outlaw. 6 gold and an ancient Nord sword, and Restless is still a low enough level that he can handle the treatment. Well, we've aggroed something down below. There's a standard Draugr, 10 gold ancient Nord war axe, another standard Draugr, iron shield, 5 gold ancient Nord sword. I took a spot of damage, and something else has woken up, so let's go deal with it. Another restless Draugr. This one has a bow. 13 ancient Nord arrows, bone meal, 2 gold, ancient Nord bow, ancient Nord war axe. Yeah, that's 10 damage, which was the same as an Imperial bow, so I think the damage classification is the same as steel on these weapons. Difference being you can improve steel, so if I find a steel greatsword, I'm switching over to it. Not that I'm improving anything at the moment, but it's the thought that counts. Alright, let's give all 3 of these Draugr the treatment. Because we can. Sneak to 49. Two-handed to 43. That's good. I think when that's done, we'll start working on one-handed. Not that we're anywhere near done. We're not even halfway. Conjuration to 51. And the last one, although I do want to make sure, yeah, I did search the non-reanimator already. On this side, we've got 12 gold and iron gauntlets, 16 gold, staircase. Along this side, 10 gold, and we're ready to give this gentleman the treatment. One, 19 gold, and another one that doesn't attack but is very much alive. Let's sneak attack him. Sneak to 50. Amethyst, 3 gold, Ancient Nord Greatsword, and of course he gets the treatment. Now 50 sneak is another eventual perk threshold. Sneak is now high enough that we could get silent roll. But I'm not going to put any perks in that tree yet. With my carry weight, 199. Head up this staircase first. There's an apprentice locked chest. I have 2 picks to break. And then I'll try actually opening it. Lockpicking increased to 24. 15 gold, empty petty soul gem, a potion of stamina, and elven gauntlets. Well, that will be an upgrade from the imperial light bracers that are currently sitting at home. We need to one well-timed sprint through here. Should avoid damage. And if we pull that chain, it'll turn the trap off. Let's creep down here. There's a fire trap here, which you can use to kill these Draugr, but I prefer to actually fight them because, you know, experience. Here's a straightforward Draugr. Easily killed. Ancient Nord Battle Axe, Bone Meal, 21 gold. Let's give him the treatment. Wait. We pulled another one. Let's kill him first. On Holmes. And I just heard another one draw a sword. Two-handed to 44. Ancient Nord Battle Axe, 7 gold, and a level up. Put the point in health. Hold on to the perk. Here's a Restless Draugr. Dang, there are 3 more. Heavy armor to 23. The Restless one had 10 gold and an Ancient Nord sword. This normal one. 33 gold Ancient Nord War Axe. And this normal one. The last one. Ancient Nord Battle Axe, 2 gold. Carry weight's up to 293. That's a great time to go offload. There's nothing else in this tunnel. It's Except the 5 Draugr we just killed. That's the way forward, as soon as we're ready. Restoration increased to 18. Cool. As soon as we're fully healed, start waiting on the Magicka to give these 5 Draugr the treatment. Alright, number 1, here we go. Sneak to 51. Alright, number 4. Or number 2, there are 4 to go. That's how I should phrase that. Conjuration to 52. Three to go. Two to go. Sneak to 52. And we got 1 left. Alright, time to go offload, and we will almost certainly run into the Challenger in Riverwood. Oh, we'll deal with him too. What level am I? 18? 19. That's still not enough to trigger the next courier. But we're now leveled enough that I think we're going to run into a frost troll later in this dungeon. That can always be a sketchy encounter. If it's going too poorly, we can just switch over to the flame spell and kill it that way. Even with our piddling destruction skill, that should work just fine. think I've decided it actually makes more sense to go to Riverwood first and then to Anissa's cabin, just in case I end up buying useful stuff from any of the merchants to finance the trading and end up having extra stuff to drop off at home. That's Faendal.
Divine smile on you, friend.
Yes, the challenger is here. We're gonna have to kill him. I'm hopeful I can
Don't even think about it. Take what you
sell
need,
some
my
stuff to
friend.
Alvor
The
first,
finest weapons and armor.
just so I'm freely able to pick up whatever he drops. Battle axes, bows, greatsword, swords, war axes, iron gauntlets, iron shield. Yeah, we're holding the elven gauntlets. Alright. This is a world interaction. One of the random things, although it's not that random. This happens when any school of magic reaches 50. You can call it, the creation kit calls it Wizard Duel V2. There's an encounter where you just see two wizards fighting each other out in the wilderness. This one is where somebody wants to attack you. Well, let's just go let him talk to me and then deal with him.
You call yourself a wizard? I challenge you to a duel.
Sorry, you'll have to find some other way to stroke your ego.
I won't take no for an answer. Never should have come here.
Kill challenger. As you can see, he's quite powerful. Yeah, even on adept, this is going to be a problem with me. Ah, see? Yes. Now you see why I was so worried about this.
You call yourself a wizard? I challenge you to a duel. I won't take no for an answer. Hey!
Someone do something.
Two-handed increased to 45. Okay, I can at least put a quest arrow on him.
You're cheating! It's no fun unless you fight with magic. I thought you were a wizard. Hit me with a stick.
Nope.
This is a magic duel. Magic.
Well, that time wasn't so bad. I don't know if I just got unlucky the first time or what. Oh, there it is. Let's heal whatever we can heal. I'm reasonably certain he's way too strong to reanimate, but I'll try it. Steel dagger, 30 gold, fur armor, leather boots. It's all over. Everybody settle down.
Whatever you need. My smear, if it's simple and strong, I can forge it.
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally let his corpse disappear, so I'll wait for Alvor to get back to work. What time is it? 5:49.
Take what you need, my friend. Within reason, of course.
Oh, won't let me sell him anything.
You looking for a new
There
blade?
we go.
The finest weapons and armor.
Alright, take the steel dagger, the fur armor, and the leather boots. I just realized
Okay.
that I'm gonna have Imperial light bracers to sell, but that's okay. I have no food to sell, so let's just go straight to Lucan.
Don't let my... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Okay.
All right, then.
Nothing stolen, nothing unique. Just taking out the Imperial Light Bracers. Now, tossing in the Elven Gauntlets. Very good. I have an empty Petty Soul Gem, goes in here. An Amethyst for the smithing sack. A few ingredients. 2 bone meal. And now, of course, I need to sell off those bracers. And by the time I get back to Riverwood, Alvor will be out of business. If I wait 12 hours, that's 7 a.m. Then I fast travel back to Riverwood, he should be at work once again. Alright, getting there. Have to wait for him to walk again. Well, while he's doing that, I know he's too strong, but I'll just go ahead and confirm that we can't reanimate the Challenger.
Stupid dog.
Or his body will just disappear. That works too. Yeah, I know he was too strong. I'm not worried I missed anything. But as you can see, even on Adept, that's a tricky encounter.
Take what you need, my friend.
Casters
Within
are always
looking
tricky.
To protect yourself or deal some damage.
Alright, Imperial Light
Until
Bracers, and then we get back to work. Bleak Falls Barrow is a big dungeon. I think we will... But we're closing in on the end of it now. I'm trying to keep a tally in my head. I think there are 5 more Draugr we'll have to kill besides the boss. I think at my level, there could be a 6th, but it should be a Frost Troll, because I'm above level 18. And we have the boss Draugr. And several chests and stuff to loot, so definitely 1, maybe 2 more trips out before we actually get to the end of the dungeon. We'll see. Sometimes when I'm bored, I zoom out and look at myself. The blade trap is probably reactivated for whatever reason. Also notice they're out of sync, so we'll probably get hit sprinting through here, but it's alright, we'll just heal the damage. Look at it as an opportunity to get a little restoration experience. Now we'll pop back into sneak mode and venture into new territory once again. Draugr's gonna pop out of that sarcophagus. Let's deal with him. A restless drummer. Nothing we haven't seen before. Heavy armor to 24. It's good that our armor skill's finally starting to go up. We stopped fighting level 1 bandits, wolves and the like. He's got an ancient Nord battle axe, bone meal, and gold. Of course, he gets the treatment. Conjuration to 53. Two-handed to 46. Good news all around. Here's a chest with 15 gold in it. Now we need to pull this chain and follow this, wouldn't really call it a river, more of a creek, down through here, go around this collapsed tunnel, and see our glowing mushrooms. Now, in addition to eventually needing 29 potions of Fortify Enchanting, I am going to need 12 potions of Fortify Smithing. Glowing mushrooms are usable for that. There's my first one. I need 11 more. There's a troll skull in the middle of the creek. I move over here. See several things. A pickaxe. 2, 3, 4 glowing mushrooms. I need 8 more. A skeleton. Well, first a second pickaxe. An iron ore vein. Hey, I got a flawless garnet. Not too bad. Let's give the skeleton the treatment. Sneak to 53. Very good. Okay. Fifth and sixth glowing mushroom. I need 6 more. Search this chest. 28 gold, potion of minor magicka, scroll of fireball. Let's see if I drew a Draugr or a frost troll. It's a frost troll, like I thought. Now, one thing of note, there's a corpse up there. I'd like him to be down here, so I can loot him. Just any spell with any kind of kinetic effect can knock him off the ledge. Of course, I missed with my first attempt. I picked Fury just because it's there. Now we'll be able to loot his body when we get down there. Meantime, let's get our great sword out. Frost trolls, as with normal trolls, regenerate constantly. So the trick is just to be really aggressive and kill them as fast as you can. I may have to switch to my flame spell. We'll see. First, there are 3 more glowing mushrooms. With those 3, I only need 3 more. And now it's time to fight the frost troll. He's way too strong to reanimate, so I'm not going to worry about that. I can do it with the sword. I just have to be careful not to take hits needlessly. Heavy armor to 25. Health is low. Yeah, I noticed. Not careful enough. I do have slightly longer range than him using my greatsword. It's going to be my saving grace. Just keep getting cocky. Heavy armor to 25. Always nice to see that. Run away. Run away, run away. Live to fight another day. Yeah, I can't take another hit. So I gotta drop him without getting tagged again. Got it. Two-handed to 47. You can see the encounters do get harder. Trolls drop troll that. Let's heal up. Restoration to 19. Two more glowing mushrooms. Means I now only need one more. Always nice. Carry weight 153. Alright, that's the way ahead, but let's bounce down here and see what we can find. Here's that corpse we saw on the ledge. His name's Thomas. Iron dagger, 4 gold, fur armor, fur shoes, and a note to Thomas. Which is on my book list, is something I now need to go take off. Let's read the note to Thomas and then see if we can't give him the treatment. Thomas, you know the troll pit we discovered the other day that everyone's been talking about? Hit the beast with one of your fireballs from the top, climb down, and bring back his head. That should prove once and for all that you deserve to be the number 2 man. Good luck and be careful. You know how slippery it is up there. Lorraine. We're not even healed yet. Well, there's some other stuff down here. A skeleton, 2 gold, but you'll notice that this skeleton is fragmented, which means we can't reanimate him like we could the intact ones. Dead skeever, floating in the water. Over here is another fragmented skeleton, 7 gold. And a novice-locked chest. $11 steel arrows, 19 gold. I guess I'll give the skeever the treatment first. Now we'll do the same for Thomas. Thomas is apparently leveled like a normal bandit. I guess the note tells us how he died. He must have slipped and fallen and died when he impacted that ledge we found him on. But it looks like he was just a cur bandit, so I'm not too sad. Anyway, here are 4 more glowing mushrooms. So that 12th one is the last one I need. Much later. And so now I've got 3, 1, 2, 3, that I'm free to just go ahead and use in potions. Cool. Carry weight 164. Fine and dandy. Let's keep going then. 2 linen wraps. It's just scattered on the ground in here. Potion of minor healing in that bowl to the right. Up here there's 1 more Draugr, and he tends to be 1 level stronger than anything else, so he's probably a white level 13-ish version. Yes. Straight fight with him is going to be tough, but not as bad as the cross troll. Heavy armor at 26. Oh, he gained 11. That's good. Down he goes. He's too strong for me to reanimate, so I'll just take his 3 gold ruby ancient Nord battle axe and heal myself. Restoration to 20. That is actually the threshold for a perk I do want, but much later, but 20 restoration unlocks regeneration. So let's level up. I'm just gonna put the point in health and hoard the perk, like I've been doing. An apprentice chest. Here to the right of the path, such as it is. Lockpicking to 25. Hey, here's an upgrade. 25 gold, 2 lockpicks, 2 potions of stamina, hide boots, and a dwarven greatsword. See, that's... I'm doing 21, up it to 23 with the dwarven greatsword. Cool. The carry weight is 213. We are going to have to offload one more time, but I think only one more time. Let's head into Zone 2, the Bleak Falls Sanctum. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 linen wraps. And I hear another blade trap. Swing, swing, swinging. No problem, just sprint through and shut it off. There are 3 Draugr in here. First one's gonna pop out of this coffin right in front of me. Looks like he's just standard. But he had a bone meal, 13 gold, iron shield, ancient Nord war axe. Carry weight's at 258. Here's another standard Draugr. He's just got bone meal, 4 gold, and an ancient Nord greatsword. 276. Am I gonna be able to loot the third one? $15 ancient Nord arrows, 10 gold, ancient Nord bow, and no, not quite. Ancient Nord war axe. Need to find a safe place to stash it so it's here when I come back. Now, before I start even start working my way out, let's be sure we give these 3 gentlemen the treatment. Sneak to 54. Love that. Conjuration to 54. Love that too. You're next, Mr. Draugr. Here on the, there's nothing here on the bottom level besides those Draugr. Let's just get over to the third guy. Give him the treatment. The biggest problem with being over encumbered is that you cannot fast travel. He's dealt with. With that, there's... oh, two-handed to 48. Good. With that, there is only one enemy left in the entire dungeon. There are no containers where I could leave that war axe. Take that potion of resist cold with me. That way I know I have a nice cutoff. Everything is clear up to that doorway at the top of the stairs. Yes, just the first container I find, I'm going to drop that war axe into, and then we'll run out for what I now think will be the final offload before we finish the dungeon. Then, of course, we have the wrap-up at the end, including crafting sessions. I heard the blade trap start up again. No problem, just have to sprint back through it when I get here. Yeah, no containers, how strange. But I do know there's a handy apprentice-locked chest in the last room of the Bleak Falls Temple, so I can leave my stuff there. I say stuff, I'm leaving one item, an ancient Nord war axe. Much better. God, I hate being over encumbered. It's the worst. Now, since I hit level 20, I think we're gonna hit a courier back in Riverwood. That's no problem. He's just gonna tell us, as we've unlocked a couple of Daedric quests by getting to level 20, and we're gonna get they call them pointer quests, those little miscellaneous objectives that say visit the College of Winterhold or investigate the Bard's College. It's going to give us a pointer quest that leads to pieces of the past in Dawnstar. There's just something else we won't be messing with for a pretty long time. In case you're curious, the order in which we'll hit the major hold capitals or cities is as follows. Whiterun, which we do right after this dungeon, then Falkreath, then Riften, then Windhelm, then Winterhold, then Dawnstar, and then Markarth, then Morthal, then Solitude. And every city we go to, I try to do everything available before I go to the next one. And so for some of the bigger quest chains, like the Thieves Guild in Riften, I obviously won't be able to finish it out. I won't be able to finish the companions right away either, but side quests, Daedric quests that start there, that kind of thing, I typically do right away when I get to a new place. So, we won't be doing Pieces of the Past for a while. Although, probably the thing that will sit in our journal the longest undone is the Break of Dawn. Because the Kilcreath ruins are right there by Solitude in the very northwest part of Skyrim, which is the last place I explore. Of course, what stays in there the very, very longest is we got joined the Imperial Legion right away, and I do not touch the Civil War until everything else is done. Mainly because the changes in government involved in the Civil War can delete or glitch or bug a lot of quests in all the cities where government changes happen. So, if you're looking to maximize your experience, it's advisable to delay the Civil War until the very end. I still haven't decided who I'm going to side with this playthrough. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's go to Riverwood first. Get a sneak.
Divine smile on you, friend.
6:30 p.m. Alright, let's visit Alvar first.
Did you really see a dragon?
Take what you need, my friend. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
No more use for ancient Nord gear. Just offload everything he'll buy. Let me see if I have any food, any reason to go to Orgnar. No.
Are you in trouble? Is that why you're hiding like that?
The soon. Oh, a bit of this. A bit of
Hell. Okay, cool. And we didn't. Oh, there he is.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. There's a new museum opening up in Dawnstar. The owner is asking me to hand out invitations to travelers. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
There it is. Visit the museum in Dawnstar. Let's look at what he gave us. Museum pamphlet. Silas Vesuvius presents The Museum of the Mythic Dawn, a history of the cult that toppled the Septim dynasty, inside of his very own home in the great capital of the Pale, Dawnstar, free and open to all citizens of Skyrim. We can go ahead and offload that to Lucan as well, and mark the quest too, even though we won't do it for a while. Visit the museum in Dawnstar.
Don't let my trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Alright.
Till next time.
Now we go hit Anissa's cabin. And then we make what should be our last trip into the Barrow. There's only one enemy left to kill. I think... I'm thinking to myself, there are 4 treasure chests and a little bit of loose gear. We should be able to get all of that in one go. I think I just have some... Oh, no. I have 3 spare glowing mushrooms that I can just use for potions. The other 12 glowing mushrooms need to go in here. Gems and iron ore go in the smithing sack, as usual. Am I even carrying anything else? No, that's it. Oh, my coffee just hit that sweet spot. You know how when your coffee is really fresh, it's super delicious, but it's so hot that it burns the inside of your mouth, so you can't really drink it. You have to take those little tiny sips, and you can't really taste it because it's so hot and you're sipping such a small amount at a time. But then if you wait too long, it gets cold, and cold coffee is just disgusting. The rise of iced coffee is something I will never, ever, ever understand. Right now it's right in the sweet spot, where you can take solid drinks, but it's still hot and delicious. Mmm. Since my nerdiness crosses several different lines, I guess I'll spend this run back into the dungeon talking about TV shows. That's right. It was so bittersweet for me when Breaking Bad ended. Because for my money, Breaking Bad is the best television show that has ever aired. And I never get to watch another new episode of it. But I'm not one of those people who thinks that current TV, shows that are still on, are an unwatchable wasteland. I used to be a big fan of Dexter. Season 8 was so horrifically bad. I could barely stand to watch it, and I was so happy when it ended. But recently, I watched a little bit of Season 1 again, back when the show was dark and brilliant and awesome, and it makes me sad that it ended so terribly. As for shows that are on right now that are still good, I love The Walking Dead, although I have to say I don't like Season 4 that much. Mainly because the reason Season 3, I think, was so good is the writers forced themselves into writing a good season because they got rid of all their red shirts at the end of Season 2. I did borrow that term from a Cracked article I read, but I think it's accurate. I mean, Season 2 sucked because there were too many red shirts. Oh my gosh, Jimmy died. Who the fuck is Jimmy? But Season 3, you cared about everybody. And that's what made it good. Now, the last episode was good because even though they killed a bunch of red shirts that didn't matter, they put Glenn and Herschel in pretty serious danger. I was alarmed, and I loved it. But probably my favorite show that's airing right now is Homeland. It's basically like a less ridiculous, better written, less torture porny version of 24. I'm a big fan of Homeland. If you don't watch it, you should. It's a good show. Alright, let's grab our war axe and get back to work. Gonna have to sprint through one more blade trap, but that's okay. Alright. There's no need to sneak. I know where the last monster left in the dungeon is, so let's just move right along. These shelves are empty, that table is empty, these things, I guess I'd call them shelves, are empty. All the shelves are empty. Let's just cross the bridge. Don't accidentally bump your head on that fire trap. This, notice the chime. This is the Hall of Stories. Notice the ornate wall carvings as we approach the door. These symbols look familiar. Let's consult our claw again. Bear, moth, owl. Alright, let's line it up so the rings match the claw. Alright, now let's use the claw on the keyhole. Now's a decent time to start sneaking. Even though the boss Draugr is trapped in a sarcophagus, you're still in detection range, and so you still get experience for sneaking around him. Just right up into this big old cave. Carry weight 115, yeah, we should be able to get everything, no problem. Unless it decides to give us a suit of heavy armor inside every chest. And lo and behold, our first word wall. Shouldn't surprise you that that's the last thing we're going to go to in this room. Start by angling off to the right, over to where this water's coming from. Hop up these rocks. behind the waterfall is a novice-locked chest. I have 2 picks to break, so let's do that, and then we'll actually open it. Empty common soul gem, 36 gold, a sapphire, a gold diamond ring, and an orichalcum ingot. Well, basically just a shitload of money, which is hard to complain about, but I did need 4 more orichalcum ingots. With that one, the number drops to 3. Excellent. Let's still avoid that main area. Let's break off over here to the left. Gold diamond rings are the second most valuable pieces of jewelry. The only thing better is a gold diamond necklace. Over by the other waterfall, there's... what? Another chest. 15 gold, aversion to magic. Target is 55% weaker to magic for 30 seconds. Now that stairway takes us out, so now it's time to investigate this main platform. Note the sarcophagus. Before I go to the word wall, let's check out everything else. Nothing in this left bucket. In here we have a frenzy poison. Creatures and people up to level 8 will attack anything nearby for 10 seconds. An empty petty soul gem. 5 linen wraps, and the dungeon's boss chest. 233 gold, a scroll of mayhem. Creatures and people up to level 12 will attack anyone nearby for 60 seconds. An iron helmet, and a dwarven mace of scorching. Burns the target for 15 points. Targets on fire take extra damage. We do need the fire damage enchantment, so I'm glad we found that. Alright, now let's go to the word wall. Carry weight 154. Golden. Word of power learned. Force. Unrelenting force. Completed. Find the secret of Bleak Falls Barrow. Next we need to bring the claw to Lucan. That's fine. I'm going to take that word off of my dragon shout list. Nothing we can do with it yet, not until we start fighting dragons. Here's our boss, Draugr White Lord. Should be able to end him. You have been disarmed. Well, that's horseshit. Good day to you, sir. Heavy armor to 27. Alright, I'm a fan of that. Maybe I should power attack when he's blocking. Kind of like the killing before you're killed book said to. Like I said, a good day to you, sir. He's definitely too highly leveled to reanimate, so let's just heal up and then we'll search him. But with his death, the dungeon should be cleared, and it is. Let me mark that off of my clearable locations list. There's that lovely chime, confirming that for us. Bleak Falls Barrow, there it is. Alright. And now, I believe that in addition to fire damage, we're going to get frost damage from him. Ancient Nord War Axe of Cold. Target takes 5 points of frost damage to health and stamina. 5 gold, garnet, bone meal, iron shield, and a dragon stone. We need to hold on to that. And in fact, the game lets you know that. Quest items cannot be removed from your inventory. You can go to Whiterun first and get a second quest to come here, and then you can do them concurrently, but it doesn't really make any difference. I like to do it before I go to Whiterun, just because doing 2 towns in a row is so tedious. I like to take a little break to do some actual dungeon delving. I use that handle. Watch the secret rock wall go up. Now you can do some fancy jumping and get back up here, but I think Bethesda intended for you to be stuck after you drop off this edge. Just be aware of that. Bloop, down we go. Here's another chest. 54 gold, 4 lockpicks, potion of minor stamina. Over here to our right is some kind of altar. Skull, and 2 each of red, blue, and purple mountain flowers. Let's head out this back exit. Oh, here's an interesting bit of lore from the UESP. The word wall we just saw says, translated, the following. Here lies the guardian, keeper of the Dragonstone, and a force of eternal rage and darkness. And of course we learned the word of power from the glowing word force. On the left as you exit, a potion. Mine is a potion of lockpicking. I don't want to run off quite yet, because there are 2 corundum veins very near this back exit. One's over here to the left. Then, if I head over here, over to the right, you can see the other one. Hey, sapphire, that's pretty good. And a flawless ruby. Now that is something I actually need later on. And I need more than one. Oh, no, I only need one. You need a flawless ruby for the only cure. You need it to make the incense at the Shrine of Teriite. So, good. Can take that off the list. Dragon Lair 3. Well, that's weird. I'm nowhere near a dragon lair. Oh well. Let's go to Anissa's cabin first, just because it's on the way. Final offload, including crafting sessions, then we'll call it a video, because we've been going a while. Bleak Falls Barrow is a big dungeon. Still nothing stolen, still nothing unique, so straight to the cellar. Weapon effects give so little experience, so let's just learn frost damage and fire damage. I'll make note of that on my list. Very good, glad to have those. Okay. Put away my ingredients. And 2 empty soul gems, no equipment upgrades. As far as this goes, put away the flawless ruby and the orichalcum ingot. All the rest of that is just for sale. Have anything for there? Well, smithing sack I definitely have some stuff for. Corundum ore, garnet, and sapphires. I think that's it. So I still have no smithing and no enchanting to do, and I've got all the ingredients I'm going to have, so let's actually make potions before I go, and then I can just make 1 trip to Riverwood. That'll work really well. So here we go. 1, 2, 3 bees, 2 bleeding crowns, 2 blue mountain flowers, 8 bone meal, 1 charred skeever hide, 1 chicken's egg, 2 fly amanita, 3 glowing mushroom, 3 hanging moss, 2 hawk beak, 6 hawk feathers, 5 more tapanella, 2 purple mountain flower, 2 red mountain flower, 23 salt pile, 17 skeever tail, 3 spider egg, 25 thistle branch, and 1 troll fat. While it's calculating, I'm going to pop outside and rest for an hour. Always want my rested bonus when I'm crafting. And let's get to work on potions. 2 blue mountain flower, hanging moss, and hawk feathers. That's first up. And alchemy raised to 40. That's good news, because it means I can get Alchemist 3, which I'm going to go ahead and do with one of those perk points I've been sitting on. Over to alchemy. Take Alchemist 3. Potions and poisons you make are 60% stronger. Good. Next potion is bee, fly amanita, and troll fat. Chicken egg, hanging moss, hawk feathers. Bee, bone meal, fly amanita. That got me some new effects. And it raised alchemy to 41. So up on B, I got ravaged stamina. On bone meal, I got ravaged stamina and resist fire. That's it, we got all the effects of bone meal. And alchemy went to 41. Good. Next potion. Hawkbeak, Hawk Feathers, Purple Mountain Flower. That gives us resist frost and restore stamina on Hawkbeak. Good. Next potion. B, charred skeever hide, more tapanella. Well, gives me lots of things. Restore stamina on B. Restore stamina on charred skeever hide. And regenerate stamina on Mora Tapanella. Next potion. Bone meal, spider egg, thistle branch. Gives me ravaged stamina on thistle branch. Okay. Next potion. Hawk feathers, red mountain flower, skeever tail. Gives me fortify light armor on skeever tail. Cool. More tapanella, red mountain flower, skeever tail. And bone meal and thistle branch, and that'll be it. Put those ingredients away, and let's go sell some shit to people. Should probably just rest until Alvar's awake and working. So all our merchants will be open. Bring the claw to Lucan. We'll have a couple of little things to do after the Golden Claw is over. Remember, Riverwood Trader has been open 24 hours and the doors have always been unlocked. Well, now they lock at night, so I will want to wait around until nighttime
You trying to hide?
and
I can see you
pick those locks.
You're new around here, so I'll go.
And unfortunately, much like Alvor, Riverwood Trader will now only be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It is what it is.
Get away from me. We
If you want a 24-hour merchant, get married to a spouse that opens a store.
All right then.
Nothing to sell to Orgnar. There's one thing I've neglected to mention about speech. There are persuasion checks throughout the game, and they operate in tiers. Very easy, easy, average, hard, and very hard. Let me sell to him right quick, and then I'll keep talking.
Take a look.
I'll sell him Ancient Nord War Axe, Iron Helmet, Iron Shield, and 5 linen wraps.
Aye.
Oh, and we'll be able to take all the stuff in the store, too. First, let's just
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
sell our other stuff to him. Gold diamond ring. And starting with potions. Need to get him up to 184. Oh, he's got a deer hide. So with that purchase, I need 8 more deer hides. And he's above 184. Good. Need to get him to 187. Well, there's a goat hide. I need, after I buy it, I need 4 more of those. Empty Grand Soul Gem doesn't really do me any good. Refined Malachite. Yes, I ultimately need 6 of these. I'll buy both of those, dropping that number to 4. Now I can sell him some more. Speech to 36. Saber cat pelt, I've got all I need. Don't need any snow bear pelts. Straw. I need 30 straw. Let's buy all 13 of these. It's 30 minus 13, it's 17. I need 17 more straw. That's still not enough. Let's look at enchanting stuff next. If you're just looking to learn the effect, buying anything above Novice is pretty silly. So, I can get Fortify Pickpocket. That sounds good. Now I can sell him probably the rest of my potions with that. And a skull. Okay. Next, let's give him the claw.
You found it! There it is! Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
Completed the Golden Claw. Got 800 gold. I have returned the Golden Claw to Lucan, who rewarded me for my effort. Well, good.
It means so much to us to have the claw back where it belongs.
Well, now we're free to take most of this stuff. Let's just get all this junk off the table. Lucan still comes up here, but it's not stealing. That doesn't really matter, does it? Let's pick up these books we've already read. Get the clothes out of the dresser. Get the stuff out of the chests. Basket. Pot. Tankard. The iron mace.
Thank you so much
That's
for taking care of those thieves.
That's still stealing.
Riverwood trade back to the way it used to be.
I gotta find a spot where I'm hidden. Let's go over here.
It's a fine day with you around.
Baskets, kettles, pots.
We don't sell any imports from Somerset Isle, do we, Lucan?
I'm a...
Well, I was thinking we should. We could stock all kinds of specialty items. You know, cater to some of our more eclectic customers.
Camilla, really? You don't have better things to do? Because I could certainly find quite a few tasks.
Okay. Just trying to make this place a little less boring. You're a strapping young man. Don't be a stranger.
Have to steal these weapons.
Careful with that.
Actually, probably carry it upstairs. That's not a bad idea. Yes, I forgot. Finish the quest, have to loot the trader.
It means so much.
We can take what's in that dresser,
Thank you.
take the bucket, take what's in the barrel, take all this food, baskets and bowls. You can take the minor potions. These two are valuable enough that it's still stealing, and we're still stealing from that chest for whatever reason. That's
Thank
fine.
you so much for taking
We can
care
take
of those
these
thieves.
rabbits.
The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be.
Take everything off this shelf. Take what's in the cupboard. And then what's on the counter. Still have to steal some of the weapons. You can take the dagger and all this food. And yes, in a fairly silly moment,
You're not
We're
from
the
around.
only people around who aren't complete.
I'm gonna steal the golden claw right back. That's just how I do. Okay.
The Riverwood trinkets. odds
For
and
now, I'm
ends,
gonna stick
that
to
sort of
anything
thing.
that only Lucan would buy. So that covers the wooden sword, all these clothes, potions, books, and any clutter from down here.
All right then.
Okay, let's visit Orgnar. Well, let's visit Alvor first, then Orgnar.
Whatever you need, take a look.
Dagger, sword. That's it.
Until next time.
Let's go sell Orgnar all the food.
Did you really see a dragon?
We're so nearly done. Can almost taste it.
You're that visitor been poking
Get
around.
We got... Let's sate that appetite,
Alright. Speech to 37. I actually need to get Get a little stuff from him. Let's buy a blister wart. Need those for fortify smithing. So with that one, well, I'll buy all 3 that he's selling. With those 3, I need 9 more. Okay. Is he selling anything else I need? I actually do need 2 vampire dusts. Oh, what the heck, I'll go ahead and buy those 2. So you need 1 of those for the incense, for the only cure. You need the other one as part of, like, turn-in stuff style quests in Dragonborn. Oh, now I've got both my vampire dusts. Okay. I created a little bit of extra work for myself. Need to put the mage stone on. Go disenchant the necklace I bought from Lucan. I don't know why my frame rate is acting up, but we're almost done. Let me just make sure I'm still rested. I am. So disenchant the necklace, learn the fortify pickpocket effect. That raised enchanting to 29. That's good. Let's go over here. Put away any and all goodies we found. Include the deer hide, the goat hide, the refined malachite, and the straw. Let's put my blister ward in here. My vampire dust goes in here. And the rest of this shit is stolen. Put it in that one. That includes the 3 iron maces, steel sword, iron helmet, 2 potions, charcoal, and 1 tankard. Now I need to put the thief stone back on. Return to Riverwood. Wait until nighttime, pick the 2 locks, and then we'll be done. Let's wait 9 hours, make it midnight. They should lock up around then. But one little thing we will need to do, if we want picking locks to be unsilly, is put away our keys to the Riverwood Trader. See, Lucan and Camilla left the shop, they went to the inn. They're not stuck in there anymore, now they're acting out their normal lives. Which is all well and good. So here is a novice lock. Break these 4 picks, and then actually open it. 3, 2, 1. Done. And open the lock. Back outside now. Pop down to the front door, which has an adept lock. Let's make sure we're hidden, and then let's see if we can open it. Got it. And that raised lock picking, I think, to 26. Yeah, it wouldn't have given us 2 levels, surely. Yeah, lock picking to 26. Let me make sure We stayed undetected, no crime. Get our keys back. I'll head out to the start point for our next journey. So with Bleak Falls Barrow cleared out, there's really no avoiding going to another town. So we are going to head to Whiterun. The next video I will probably be clearing out the farmlands surrounding Whiterun. All of the, they're part of the city, but they're not in the actual city cell that's separate from the main world. So the Battleborn Farm, Chillfurrow Farm, Pelagia Farm, and the Whiterun Stables. I'll probably clear all those out in one video before going to Whiterun proper. Oh, and Hunting Brew Meadery. Let's not forget it. We'll do it too. So this is the start point. We're going to turn right instead of left, following the signs for Whiterun. Until then, this has been Let's Play Skyrim. Thanks for watching Bleak Falls Barrow, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.